Started when I was 13, a little joke in class. Pulled out the mic and felt like I'm a god, when in reality it was more like I was a fraud, and the talent I had was actually a forge. I used to be the shy and quiet kid in class. The raps got attention and suddenly I'm known. Walking around school, people acted like a dog to a bone. I was never alone, not even at home, and yet the attention I got was scary. 60k views, yeah, the golden road looked blurry. Always hid myself from the fact that it was blurry. People surrounding me in packs made me wary, and yet semi-fame became the thing that drove me. There was nothing else that the road did show me. People telling me that my life was phony, whilst everyone around me refused to grow me. You see, I was always really positive, always told to look at what I had. Food, water, a house, a mom, a dad, and so I would feel guilty for being sad. No one should feel that your emotions are what you have. The feeling that started and I refused to feel. The rapping continued, I thought I would heal, when in reality it was my Achilles heel. Started falling deeper into myself. My emotions were gone and left on a shelf. I felt like I was a snail without a shell, and nobody else was ringing the bell. Life itself started feeling fake. I was 14, 15 and suddenly not awake. Is this my fault? I constantly asked, but everything was hazy and seemed too far. The only thing keeping me sane was my rapping, but this led to memes and made me feel like nothing. I was purely entertainment, another smiling rapper there for others to laugh at, but never really matter, when in truth it's everyone that matters. But no one ever made me feel this way. I was left alone with my own replays. My brain started shutting down, my grades were failing, and yet I was a robot, never wailing. By this time my name had spread. Half of South London seemed to know my name, my fame, my game, and yet all I wanted to do was escape and be lame. Leaving my house became a scary thing. People approaching me, asked to sing, circling me like I was a thing. Basically a zoo exhibit, I was stuck in a ring. Becoming a tramp then became my thing. I escaped into Tic Tacs, drink, almost anything to get away from the pain. Because in reality, I knew I was the one to blame. And yet, no one was there for me. It took 4 years for anyone to be there for me. No one tried to help me. Everyone just left me alone. And I was left crying in my room on my own. And nobody knew, because I didn't want to put my own shit onto anybody. So I just left it. And because of that, I've had to deal with a lot of stuff. We don't need to go into that stuff because it's my own stuff to deal with. Oh. And yet, the one thing I've learned from all of this, all these long 5 years of Readweed being a thing, of constantly being bullied, constantly telling people that I was fine, when in reality I was being told every day to commit suicide, that no one loved me, that no one wanted me to live. But the truth is, life has its pathway, and you've got to find the right pathway for yourself and be happy, because there will always be someone to love you, even if you don't think there is.